It's Green Eye Sparkle, baby. Oh, yes. Episode 46 is here. Y'all come on in, come on in, come on in. Oh, my goodness gracious. We've got a lot to talk about today. Oh, my goodness. Oh, yes, my friends. We got the NFL Week 15 kicking off tonight. And you know who playing. Oh my goodness, you know the ones that upset me so on Monday, y'all. You know who we got tonight. You know who we got tonight. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Atlanta Falcons. Oh my goodness. Oh yes. Now y'all know I was planning on being at that game tonight, but I'm kind of glad I'm not because it's going to be cold. Once the sun sets, the temperature is supposed to drop. So I guess those dirty birds don't brought their cold air into the Raymond James Stadium tonight, thinking that's going to help elevate them to win. But I don't know, y'all. I don't know, y'all. What y'all thinking? We gonna get into that. We gonna get into the play, the game tonight as we take a look at if the season was over today, who would be in the playoffs? Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. We gonna talk about it. We are gonna talk about it. You know what? Today, what I'm gonna do is, I think I'm a because these professional wireless lavalier microphone. Oh, child, I didn't even pin it, y'all. Oh my goodness, y'all. The shenanigans of it all. Hold on, y'all. Oh my goodness. Oh, child. Oh, I don't got all set up in this position. You know how you get set up and you got yourself exactly how you want to have yourself, child, y'all. And then all of a sudden you drop your microphone. Hey y'all, hey my friends, y'all come on up in the chat. Y'all come on up in the chat. Y'all are more than welcome. Y'all come on in. See, that's what I like. I like that roll call coming in. I like that roll call coming in. Go, honey, child, listen. We got stuff to talk about. We got stuff to talk about. I think let's see who we got in the house. Letitia, hi my friend. We got UDX. What's up? How you doing? Um, my day has been a thankful, thoughtful, and thrilling Thursday. So I appreciate y'all coming in. Thank y'all for coming in into this live because we got a lot to talk about. We got a kickoff in T minus 1 hour and 15 minutes. So we got a couple of things we got to talk about, my friends. Oh, yes, we do. Now we got week 15 here. Okay. And we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers playing today, and we got the Atlanta Falcons playing today. So I'm gonna need some clarity and understanding on we did not show our best work at all Sunday. Okay. Week 14 was an embarrassment for the team. How we gonna lose to like the last team in the NFC South? How we gonna lose that game, Sparklers? Can y'all help me? How in the Sam Hill shenanigans did we lose that game Sunday against New Orleans Saints? So we got some things that we got to prove. We've got to prove ourselves tonight, my friends. And that's why I was like, I'm sketchy and even saying what I think the prediction is for this week 15. I'm a look because I'm a fan. I'm a fan, but the way we played New Orleans Saints, child, let me tell y'all something. The way we played, this how I felt like coming on my live today, y'all. I felt like I was gonna put my shades on because I said I don't know who that was on that field, but it couldn't be my team. It couldn't be my team. But I said no, no, no. I wasn't coming on my show. I wasn't gonna come on my show with the Shadyville. I ain't coming on there with the Shadyville. But first of all, let me hit the rewind button because you know what, my friends. This is episode 46, and I got to give a shout out. Thank you guys for rocking with Green Eye Sparkle Baby, the show. And like I said, I know I'm not streaming in my normal area where I normally stream from. I normally stream from home. I'm not, so I'm with Mom Knows Best, making sure Mom Knows Best is good. Thank you, Letitia, for subscribing. I appreciate all my sparklers. Thank you all for coming in, hitting that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to Green Eye Sparkle Baby 100, because I'm going to Green Eye Sparkle Baby 100. That's my other live. That my Green Eye Sparkle Baby 100. Y'all check that out. That's on my TikTok platform. But tonight is my Green Eye Sparkle Baby the show. This is episode 46. I have been going consistently since January at the top of the year, and now we're closing out the year, and I still am standing, my friends. Hey, purpose, passion, and get in position. Once you understand that assignment, you have a purpose. You feel like you have something to share with the masses, and then you get in position and you set goals to have yourself launch a show, and then the passion behind it, you keep it moving for 46 episodes. It doesn't get better than that. So I'm going to give myself a pat on the back because I've been grinding my sparklers, and here I am today for episode 46. Now we got to get into our talk, y'all. Y'all know how we do. Y'all get in the chat because we got things to discuss, my friends. RWM, thank you for coming in. Yes, Baker. Now let me tell y'all, and I'm glad you mentioned that, RWM. I'm glad you mentioned Baker. Because they were talking about Baker was I hate the shadiness when they be trying to talk about my team on the sly. But they were saying how Baker was pretty banged up. But we gonna do what we need to do, RWM. Baker Mayfield all day. I see you, RWM. I ride for Baker Mayfield as well. Let's hope that he is let's hope that he has recouped from Sunday and he can get focused and keep his eyes on the prize, because everybody watching us, everybody looking, because they talked about how they were thinking that Baker Mayfield was going to make the MVP this year. But the way he's been playing these last couple of games, the interceptions, then the two pick sixes, they looking side-eyed at Baker. It's like, what happened to the Baker Mayfield that we know? What happened to the Baker Mayfield that kicked off the season? What happened? So, his rhythm is off. So we had to figure out, why is Baker Mayfield's rhythm off? Because he's going to have to shake that off, because the game is tonight. He has no other choice but to get it all the way together. We got a game tonight, my sparklers. We got these Dirty Bird Atlanta Falcons in our building. We already had the embarrassment of it all this weekend. So I got to come from the lens of Shadyville tonight, because my Shadyville say, okay, we got the Atlanta Falcons over here that have not been scoring too great. We 7-6, Atlanta 4-9. And let me tell you something about them. They kicked off like they had some zhush, right? They kicked off like they were gonna have some zhush. Michael Penix got hurt. They put what's his name? What's that? RW, and who is that? Kirk Cousins. Child, y'all, Atlanta put Kirk Cousins in, and they haven't been the same since. They have been losing consistently since Kirk Cousins been in there. But I guess Michael Penix is all hurt up. I don't know what happened to Michael. I guess he got banked. When defense is not covered, when they're not the offense, when offense is not covering him from defense, they get banged up. So I always say this, and I said this on my Monday night, and my Monday moment thoughts. I've talked about it on my Green Eye Sparkle Baby show on Thursdays. Offense, they got one job and one job only: protect your freaking quarterback. Build a wall up. Keep him safe proof. Don't let them get to the quarterback. A lot of quarterbacks can prevent injuries if they tighten up. Offense needs to tighten up, and I'm speaking for my own, because my own home team, I need them to tighten up. Baker Mayfield got banged up pretty good himself. Offense, they got one job and one job only: freaking protect the quarterback so the quarterback can be great. The quarterback trying to get that ball down that field. In order for the quarterback to get that ball down the field, the offense, y'all got to tighten up. Block them, knock them out the way. Don't let defense come in there and try to sack y'all quarterback. What the Sam Hill Blazers is going on? Don't let them try to get your quarterback. The quarterback's job will be a lot easier if you can do that. And let me give a shout out as I'm thinking about quarterbacks. A shout out to Shador Sanders has been putting up some impressive numbers as the quarterback for Cleveland Browns. That young man, all he needed was an opportunity, and he's shining. These are some of the best yardage passes they have seen in quite some time. So shout out to Shador Sanders. So good for him. And he will be starting in this next game as well. Now, let me get on back over here to the Dirty Birds and the Buccaneers. Child, y'all, listen. So they got they got Kirk Cousins over there, playing because Michael Penix, he's injured. So that might work in our favor. Now, as long as I just said, as long as offense protects Baker Mayfield, because he's banged up pretty good too. But you know what I like about Baker Mayfield? This is what makes me feel like he should be MVP play, even though he's been doing some little wonky moves. But I think it's because of the injuries, and he's trying to stay Teflon, but the tenacity. He's all banged up, injured. He could have easily said, "No, I'm gonna bow out respectfully, and I'm gonna go ahead and let Teddy Bridgewater come on in here and take the helm for me." But no, 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 clock it, clock that T. Baker Mayfield said, "I'm gonna go on out there. I'm gonna show up and show out, and we gonna get this W." Now the kicker. Oh, child, y'all, the kicker. My understanding. Now, do you all know? Y'all help me. They're trying to say Mike Evans is a possibility. Mike Evans might show up for this game. Now, how are they pulling that off? How they gonna pull the injured out of their injuries of it all and put them back on the field all banged up? I just don't understand. Now, my understanding also was that he had limited practice. Limited practice. What y'all thinking? If they are severely injured, do y'all think they should be out here playing the game? I know we don't went through some players. I get it. What's my boy name? My friend. I'm talking about my friend. My on my team. Pierre. They bringing back John Pierre. They put him on the practice squad because we just been running through receivers left and right, just running through. There has been a lot of injuries this year. Did you all notice this? There have been a lot of injuries this year in the NFL. A lot of injuries. But you know what I say always? Now, the better team will always they're gonna rise up. The better out of the teams when they're in a good and when they're playing, the better of the team is gonna win, no matter how we look at it, as long as everything is legit, as long as there's not no shadiness, no pettiness, and no messyvilleness of it all out there on that field with those referees, the better team will prevail. And so for me, I would like for my Buccaneers to take this and do their thing. I need my Buccaneers to rock out on this. Okay. There's no reason why we can't tighten up, stack them points up. Look, this is what we need to do, y'all. We need to stack them points up first and second quarter, right? Let the rest of those points in the third and the fourth quarter be the icing on the cake. We should not be floundering and trying to get points at the end. Now I know I'm gonna tell y'all something. Look at I got my little pencil in my hand, y'all. And I know the Atlanta Falcons folks, they were looking at all the video footage, all out there on the videos, all out there on the NFL. Shout out to the NFL.com NFL team and all the NFL franchise, the NFL network. I rock with y'all because y'all keep me busy and entertained because I like to do my little commentating with the games. But tonight it's cold outside, y'all. I'm not going, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do my commentating tonight. We'll see. My mom doesn't have, uh, my mom has, her little cable packages she like. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to commentate, y'all. Don't be laughing at me now. You know how your parents are. They got their select channels they want to watch. She watching The View right now, y'all. She watching The View. I told her, I said, now mom knows best. Can we turn that down a little bit? Because I said, I got to go live. I got to talk. I got to do my show. She said, okay. All right. She turned it down. So I can't confirm nor deny if I'm going to even be able to watch the game, y'all, tonight. You know how it is once you're at your parents' house. My friend, what did you just say? Hey, are the Bucks going to fire Todd Bowles? Well, now, why would you think that the Todd Bowles needs to be fired because of that awful win that we had on Sunday? Y'all, let's have a discussion. You know, they were chanting fire the coach over there at Pittsburgh at one time too. So Tomlin. So I mean, do you feel like he's in a fireable position? We still number one in the NFC South. Barely. We got South Carolina on our tails. We got South Carolina on our tails, my friends. But what y'all thinking? I mean, do y'all feel like if we're 7-6 and we still sit number one in the NFC South, is that fireable? So what did you say, my friend? Oh, you say we need to. That's Derek Graham. Okay, thank you, Derek, for coming in. One of my I love my loyal sparklers that come on in and rock with Green Eye Sparkle. I remember you, Derek. Thank you for joining me and enjoying this live. And by the way, as y'all roll up in here, don't forget to hit that like button. We got our number one. Let me shout out the number one fan is Letitia. Number two is Derek and RWM. You grab number three, my friend. Don't y'all? I appreciate y'all. Now, don't forget, hit that like button. Now, why are you talking there? Now, why are you talking all that right there? Talking about fire that man. Why should he be fired? You said he is running the same defense since the Super Bowl. I'm gonna tell you one thing that irks my nerve, Derek. I really don't like when and it might be to your point about what you just said. I do not like when Bucky comes out and they call that crazy play where Baker passes the ball to Bucky and he tries to run down the middle. You got all those players sitting right there ready to, like, they build a wall. That defense builds a wall. And Baker throws the ball to Bucky and Bucky trying to run down the middle. How you gonna catch a first down running down the middle? They got a wall built. People are watching the patterns. You know what, Derek? You just made a good point. All the teams are watching our plays. All the teams see how we move. I'm sitting here right now live talking to y'all right now, and I can tell you one of the plays that he gonna do, and I can't stand it. I'm gonna tell y'all it irks my nerve. And I'm not operating from the lens of Shadyville. I'm just telling y'all, I can't stand that passing that ball and trying to get Bucky to run down the middle. It just doesn't work. Move. And like I said, if offense does their job and protect, Baker can get out of that pocket. That'll give Bucky time to get in a position a little bit down because we got to get first downs. How we gonna get first downs if he gives him the ball and they try to run down the middle? Do y'all get what I'm trying to say? Oh, Derek, what did you say, my friend? You said I was at the game this past Sunday. He doesn't challenge anything. Oh, clock that T, clock that T. All right, my friend, since you were at that game, let me ask you a question. In my humble opinion, that one play, because I was commentating, so forgive me if I don't remember which down it was, but I thought Todd Bowles was going to throw a challenge flag and challenge when they did not call pass interference. There was one play where it clearly appeared it was pass interference when Baker Mayfield threw that pass. It was intended for, I can't remember who was going after that ball, but the Saints was all over him. And so everybody was look, the players had their hands up like this. Some of the Bucks players say, hey, what, that y'all not gonna throw a flag? So it's something to what you said, my friend. You said yeah, it is the defense. Yeah, we got beat up. We got clobbered. Let me tell you, Derek, boy, I was so upset. And here's my thing. I'm over here, my sparklers, and I hate that I have to keep switching back and forth talking about the different platforms, but I got to give love to all my platforms, and because they all work interchangeably. Derek, I had 8.6 thousand people in my live, and I'm calling this game, and they see the shenanigans of it all. It was embarrassing for me as a Buccaneer. I say, what the heck is this? And what you said, Oh yeah. Oh, that pass interference. Yeah, that's what I just said. It was the pass interference, and I said, why is look? I'm a okay, y'all. I'm a mess. I feel like sometimes it's not. I got to add that little comedian in there too, cause y'all look. I can't. I like to try to keep her straight, but I got to. That's just not green eye spark. I'm gonna throw some. I'm gonna put some comedy in this, cause see, that's just like I just have to break it down in a comedic way. Todd Bowles was standing over there, y'all. He was standing over there on the sideline like this. I felt like I had to jump in and take over with the sideline coaching. This Todd Bowles. Am I lying? Hands folded. I don't know if he was thinking about what he planned on buying his wife for Christmas or where he was planning to go on vacation. I don't know what that man was thinking, but he was just like this. Oh, don't play like and just looking. Why you looking instead of throwing that challenge flag? Because I'm telling you, that was pass interference and nothing was called. So the play just stood as and then check this out, Derek and all my sparklers. Y'all get in the chat. Derek is the one right now just engaging with the conversation, but y'all can jump in too. But let me tell you, what bothered me was I felt like it was just not a lack of passion to push the initiatives on certain calls and plays that were made. Oh, there you go again. Yeah, you're right. He didn't do anything. Like I told you, he was sitting on that sideline with his hands folded. That's his favorite stance. Sometimes he sit there with his hands folded like this, or then he'll take the playbook or whatever he's looking at. And he'll look down at it, and then he'll sit there with these different facial expressions because he know the camera watching him. But I just don't understand for the life of me, why didn't he call that? Now you were sitting there live in living color. I don't know why he wasn't calling them challenge flags, because I mean I was at home commentating, but still, okay, what you said there, you talking about we need to fire him. That's all he does. Yeah, the only reason why he is there is because Bruce Arians vouched for him. The Jets didn't want him. Now you know what? Ooh, now well, I mean, okay, you got to no, I gotta get okay, so let me tell you a little bit. Okay, so Derek, let me tell you. You made some valid points, and I thank you for your viewpoint. And so my little 2 cents on that. Uh, he has he has good moments, and we truly can make it into the playoffs, but we have to make some adjustments to these calls and these plays. That playbook, they need to go put that playbook in a locker and lock it up. They need to go back and look at film footage and look at what was working for them at the time when we did go to the Super Bowl, but not using the same plays. Because let me tell you, offense, they need a retweet. Defense need a retweet. Everybody getting hurt up because of these plays that are being made. And I feel like, in my humble opinion, all these teams know the calls that's going to be called, and they are ready to get in position to block us. That's what I think. Yeah, yeah. And you did say, yeah, you said the Jets didn't want them. Well, child, and the Jets are not doing too well right now, anyways, with the other coach. All I'm saying is to say this: there's no reason why we should not win this game. There's no reason. We have to go out right off the. I'm telling y'all, our issue is, and every time I talk about this, and it's funny how when I go back and watch, First Take or ESPN, how some of them commentators be saying the same stuff I be talking about. We don't have a running game. Derek, what you thinking? I don't think we have a running game. We don't come out with a strong running game. We don't put the points on the board immediately like we should, because we're always stopped. Because number one, when we're out there, when offense is out there and the opponent's defense is out there, we are not protecting our quarterback. Number two, when our defense go out there, our defense ain't holding them. I said, why they not going in for a sack? What's going on? I say, well, where the defense at? Why they not blocking them? Why they not slapping the ball out the hand? Sometimes you got to get rough. Sometimes, you can't be out there trying to look, sometimes you can't be out there flossing and, profiling and looking at yourself, talking about you so fresh and you so clean, clean. You can't be going out there playing like you so fresh and so clean, clean. You got to go out there and you got to have grit. I say, let me tell you about when I talk about grit. The first thing when I say grit, I say the G stands for the GOAT. You got to go out there like a GOAT. Like Tom Brady, when he was out there, Tom Brady was he's a GOAT. You know, he goes out there and get it. Then that R stands for resilient. You got to be resilient. I'm talking about the offense and the defense. Offense and defense, they need to come on up out of there, and they got to have some resiliency. You know, they got to, y'all know what I'm trying to say. I get excited and passionate. They need to put that in there. You know what I'm saying? Then the I, they got to be intentional about the plays. Listen, when Baker Mayfield out there calling them plays, well, what and all these wild codes and stuff, they sitting there looking like that's what he really called. And like they don't act on it. You got to be intentional. See, I don't gave y'all the G, the R, and the I, not a T. It's that tenacity. See, I have to break this thing down so my sparkers y'all understand. Where is the grit? I don't feel the grit. When you go out there, it's supposed to be a game. It's supposed to be a game. It's supposed to be, it's we going out there to get ours, right? We trying to get to the Super Bowl. If we trying to get to the Super Bowl, we got to come with that grit. You got to act like you're a GOAT. You got to be resilient. You got to have intentionality, and you got to be tenacious. Let's get it. Let's go. All right, I missed some of what you said there because I had to do my, I get passionate. I had to just do my little quick monologue, child. You said, that's all. Oh yeah. Let's see. Kirk Cousins will light us up. He put it on us last time. It was Kirk Cousins last time that put it on us, and we lost. We lost against Atlanta. This is what I'm concerned about. It's something about those teams like New Orleans. That was our rivalry, in Atlanta, that's our rivalry. It's something about why it seems like we tighten up when we know that we got our rivalries in the building. They better get it together, Derek. They show better. Clock it. Okay, that's right, Austin. Clock it. Yes. And you said bowls and them schemes suck. Uh,